Let me be your leader.
When we were talking about where to shoot this video, the idea of the mall came up as a place to talk about consumerism. A friend the other day asked us if there's anything we miss from living in China for so long. And the answer we came up with was no, because Taobao. When we first got to China, I would hand sew all of our clothes, including socks and underwear, when they got rips or holes in them. Now that we know how to buy stuff on Taobao, you can buy anything. Partially because garment manufacture is a huge source of waste and pollution in the world. But also, I just didn't know where to buy new clothes. You know, I try not to go crazy because I try to be mindful of what we consume. Some things I've taken to making by myself are peanut butter, muesli, and pesto sauce when there's enough basil. Consumption is a necessary part of life, though consumerism isn't necessarily as necessary. And then I thought, oh yeah, and also I need some stuff at Watson's. Well, I don't need. I mean, partially because I like making stuff, but also because like the double whammy of Taobao is not just are you getting more stuff in your life, but also if you're getting import stuff, what's your carbon footprint of getting that stuff shipped from overseas? How much environmental credit does importing a jar of Skippy cost versus those peanuts are at least from here? How much stuff is enough stuff? I mean, the real prepper would say, none, I weave my own cloth and I grow my own cotton and I make my own gin. Another strange area of crossover is what one tactical website referred to as the third world squat. I've also imported a Braun blender so I can process them myself. I make my own processed food. They're into it because they say like, it's hard to think about if reducing personal consumption is the answer to solving the environment, and I'm not convinced that it is, but I am convinced that it helps. It provides a good lower body exercise that proves you have the power to overthrow the government, I guess. I'm into it because we have a squat toilet, and I want to see after all these years if I can actually get my heels on the ground. When you have a sweater with holes in it, people judge you, which is really time consuming, and I understand why everybody doesn't do it. If your towels are ratty and you let your friend use one, do they think you're ratty? There's no like Weight Watchers points. You just have to make your best guess, and it's hard because it's not intuitive. I like having stuff, even if I hate shopping. Everybody should have access to peanut butter though. It's really hard to judge because it's not publicly available, like eating a bag of Doritos took this much carbon to make versus like growing your own azalea bush takes this much carbon or puts this much carbon back. Should I not buy stuff on the day I'm also talking about consumerism? And like most people who've been afflicted by lockdown, I've taken to making my own bread. In America, we were so used to you can buy anything you want when you want it. They keep finding out every couple of years that plastic bags in manufacture of versus those cloth reusable bags are actually take way less resources to make, which again, I like doing, and it tastes much better than bread you get at the store, but it is a lot of work. What I bought was some very important serum for my face, and actually I bought 3 because they were on sale, buy 2, get 3. We didn't even think about like if we were gonna go buy something and it wouldn't be available. Of course, throwing them out is a different story, but you have to use your cloth bag like a million times to equal the manufacturer cost. It gets so boring, so I'm tired of it as I'm explaining it. But you know, that would just mean I would buy it a different day, that I wasn't talking about consumerism. So there's my moral high horse. But I also looked into, because rye is not really, I think it's just animal feed in this part of the world, so they don't have rye bread. And then I also bought some eye pencils, which were on the same sale. Buy 2, get 3. It is at least a 3-year supply. It's a hard sell as a story of something to care about, and then like, if you do care about it, figuring out the math is also, unless you're wired that way, annoying. So I was like, how delicious would rye bread be? And what if I grew my own rye? And then I bought us some deodorant, his and hers. And then I got a free gift of makeup samples. And this is where my interests start to dovetail with preppers and tactical people back in the US. And for a large part, that's true here in Luzhou as well. More now than when we got here. In the past couple years, since I've been on YouTube, no coincidence, I've gotten very into skincare. I have a skincare routine now, and it does make a difference. I'm here to tell you, the expensive products make a difference. And it kind of sucks. I kind of wish my face would just be okay however it looked, but people do judge you on how you look, especially if you're videotaping yourself. When you live in a place where you don't want to support the production infrastructure, or the production infrastructure just isn't there, I guess those two mindsets overlap. But there's still stuff, like our supermarket doesn't sell ice cream in the winter. If you're, one day my government might collapse and I'll have to grow my own rye, or there's no rye bread here, so I'll have to grow my own rye. And you can get graham crackers on 𝗣𝗵, but they're gonna take like 6 weeks to come. But it turns out milling your own rye, first you have to grow a lot of it, and then it's like really, really hard. And that starts to get into like, just buy it on 𝗣𝗵. That consumes less resources. The best answer is whatever you've got in your closet, that's enough.